There's a new carbon tax that was tabled in the legislature yesterday. No surprise, we knew it was happening. It's going to mean an increase in gas prices of 2.4 cents a liter come July. Gas prices already in the $1.30 range. And, it's getting more and more expensive to commute. But people are finding, believe it or not, they're finding alternatives. In 2004, a survey found that most North Shore, which is where I live, commuters were driving alone. And I can tell you, anytime you're going across that bridge, most of those cars have one driver in them. It's such a shame. And it's, I think, motorists are probably willing to share a ride, but they're a little wary of getting in a car with a stranger, right? Well, there's a program. It's called Rideclub, and it's designed to make carpooling with strangers easy and safe. We need transportation alternatives, and this might just be one of them. So we have with us this morning on the line Larry Pierce. He's the spokesman for Rideclub. He's going to tell us how it works. Good morning, Larry.
Hi, how are you this morning?
I'm pretty good, and yourself?
Well, just great.
Good. All right, so tell us a little bit about a Rideclub. First of all, where did the idea come from?
Well, it was an idea that I had when I was going to Simon Fraser 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And, lots of things get in the way, marriages and mortgages and kids and stuff. But finally, I got back to it and introduced the idea to the District of North Vancouver Transportation Planning Advisory Committee, and I was a member of that committee for about 4 years. Mm-hmm. And we developed the idea quite a bit in that committee and got it to the point where it is today.
Okay, so how does it work?
Well, basically, you become a member of Rideclub, and that involves some sort of minimal screening. We like our members to all preferably be someone who knows somebody else, so that it really is a club.
Right.
Then you get a card, one for your person, and if you have a car, one for your dashboard, and then you can stand at the side of the street at a predetermined pickup place for the bridges, or just anywhere, and hold out your Rideclub card. And if another member goes by and wants to give you a ride, boom, off you go.
Okay, and that sounds like a good idea, but what happens if you stand out there and nobody goes by?
Well, then you do what you were going to do anyway, which is take the bus or walk or whatever. Rideclub, there are tens of thousands of cars every day that drive down our streets.
Yeah.
And all we have to do is harness that energy that's already there, make use of those cars that people have already paid for. We don't need any more buses. Mm-hmm. We just need people to share rides.
Well, there's no question. I mean, it's so sad. I know you've experienced this, and I have too. You're lined up in traffic, and there's one person in every single car, and I'm guilty of it too. And you think you're spitting all this crap into the atmosphere, and not only that, it's expensive, and it's just ridiculous that we don't seem to be able to connect with each other to share rides. I think it's a fantastic idea. How safe is it?
Oh, it's tremendously safe, and you're absolutely right about being in your car by yourself. I feel guilty.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people do too. And if we could just see somebody there by the side of the road that needed a ride that we felt comfortable picking up, well, we could get rid of all that guilt, help the environment, and cut down on the amount of traffic.
Okay.
Lots of people would park their cars and leave them at home if they felt they could get a ride easily with somebody else.
Yeah, it's true. Now, any expense involved in Rideclub?
Well, if you just want a card, if you want to park your car, leave it at home, and just get a rider's card, just a personal card that you stand by the curb with, that's free. Mm-hmm. It's free for students to get both cards. And if you have a car, you want to drive your car and pick up other riders, it costs $25 a year. Now, the good news is for drivers, if you're making that commute anyway, the people you pick up are being asked to make a contribution to your gas money. $1 or $2, depending on how far you're going, that sort of thing.
Right.
Just a contribution to, help with what is ridiculous gas prices these days.
Yeah.
But that makes some amount of sense. If you're going across that bridge and you got a vehicle with 4 seats in it, why not fill them up? Besides that, it'll help you get into the HOV lanes.
Yeah, okay, now I don't know if it's not that I haven't been paying attention, and we're talking to Larry Pierce, who's the spokesman for Rideclub, which is basically a carpooling idea. I've never seen anybody with the card on the road.
That's right. That's because we just got the project going. What we're doing is we're signing up people all this summer.
Yeah.
We're going to have our official launch date on the first day of school, September the 2nd, this fall. Mm-hmm. Students are particularly interested in this. We've received hundreds of inquiries, and we're we're issuing cards as quickly as we can, but we're not going to be seeing people on the street until the beginning of the school year, and then you're going to see a lot of them.
But it's not just for students, right?
No, it's for everybody. You can go to rideclub.ca. That's our website. Read all about it. We're targeting students in particular because we know they have a tough time on the buses. The buses are often full. Students get left at the curb. And there's tons of students going to school in their own cars, and they need somebody so they can get into the special carpool parking spaces. Simon Fraser has carpool parking spots, and you got to have somebody in there more often than not with you to be eligible for it.
Right. So, Larry, any other communities that have done this and done it successfully that you know of?
Yes, this concept has worked well for over 30 years in Washington, D.C., and also in the San Francisco Bay Area. Both of these areas it's called casual carpooling down there, and it just arose spontaneously. Nobody organized it, although it's gotten pretty organized since then. If you Google casual carpool, you can find a couple of sites. One in the San Francisco area where people have been doing this very sort of thing for over 30 years, and there's been no problems. It's amazing how people work together when you have something like an HOV lane in the way.
Oh, yeah.
All you need is a little push, and people will band together to do it themselves. I mean, it's obvious that there's not enough buses, there's too many cars, and we can solve the problem ourselves.
Yeah, no, it's a great idea, Larry, and I'm looking forward to watching it sort of come into reality. And I'll be looking for I'd be happy to join. Nobody really needs a ride at 3:30 in the morning when I go to work, though.
Well, hey, you never know. Just
never.
To rideclub.ca, sign up. We'll find you somebody.
Okay, all right, Larry Pierce, thank you so much for that. We'll put a link to your website on our website, which is radio1410.com. Larry is the spokesman for Ride Club. Great idea for the North Shore. I'm really liking this idea. It's like casual carpooling, and who doesn't want to save a bit of money and hassle? Geez, parking itself is so expensive in downtown Vancouver now. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about, oh my goodness, Miley Cyrus.